Okay. We're gonna open packs. We're gonna see what we get. So I could open them all at once and spoil the, but I'm going to open them up one at a time. We're gonna start opening. So I don't believe this is just like, I think it's gonna have like legendaries and epics from all of Magic the Gathering, so it's not gonna be Final Fantasy specific. But we'll, I don't know, give this a test run. So, you know, we got ourselves, let's see here. Toby the Beastie Befriender. Summon Primal Odin. Oh! You can get Final Fantasy cards with these. Okay, so they have summons in the game. As the saga enters, after your draw step, add a lore counter. Sacrifice it after 3, and 3 is Hail of Sorrow, draw 2. Oh, wait. The Elder Primal Odin has returned to Eorzea. Destroy target, this creature gains whenever this creature... Oh! That's a... Okay, so a saga, usually or this is an enchantment creature, but they're usually enchantments where they stay on the field and they do stuff. I think this is the first time I've seen an enchantment creature. Okay, that fits summons really well. Ancient Adamantoise. Oh, if I'm not mistaken, yep, it says right there, Final Fantasy X is what it's from. So that's like what the largest thing in Final Fantasy 15 that you can beat. Yeah, it says where it's from. So this is from this. Odin's been in a lot of them, but 14 is the primal stuff. Ultima Origin of Oblivion. So that's 16. So I don't know anything about that. Looks cool, though. Lindblum Industrial Regency from 9. A city encircled by the ramparts of a massive castle. And there's a wizard there. I don't know what race Vivian is, but there's a bunch of them. I believe they're some kind of automaton or something, but they're very good spellcasters. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, this token deals 1 damage to each opponent. All right, and then
your corpse will make an excellent minion.
That's one of the best Liliana Planeswalker cards, but that's not a Final Fantasy card, so we're gonna move on from that. They also added achievements to this game in the time I was gone. So apparently, this is the first time I have no idea. I don't know what that achievement was for. So yeah, that's not Final Fantasy. That's not Final Fantasy. Here we go. The Wind Crystal. I give unto you the last of my light, and with it the last hope of a fading world. That quote hits hard. So I don't know anything about Final Fantasy 3. Sounds bleak. Sounds like there are a lot of stuff happening in that game. Ley line that I don't care about. Here we go. Oh yeah! Midgar, City of Mako. From Final Fantasy VII. A triumph of technology and testament to man's potential and folly. Don't forget folly. Severe folly. You may sacrifice an artifact or a creature. If you do, draw 2 cards. That, honestly, Mako being a black card? That feels right. They're very, what's the word here? Exploitative of the resources that they have. To the point where they are damaging the planet for profits. It's, yeah, very, very anti-corporate, obviously. And it's where the first act of Final Fantasy, I think the first half of Act 1 of Final Fantasy VII takes place there.
I've got a whole plane to search. You're gonna help.
Wait, I know who this is. Wait, okay, sorry. Okay, hold on, okay. I've been out of the loop. Ral is a planeswalker from Ravnica. He was a human being, last I saw. When did he become an otter? Like, he's in the set where it's a bunch of animals and fairy tale stuff. Not fairy tales, but like more animals. Like, you know, like the Redwall series. I love the Redwall series, by the way. At least the shows. I never read the books. It's kind of like in that sphere. That's it. What the fuck happened to Ral? That's okay. That's funny. I wasn't expecting that. Sorry to go off topic with Final Fantasy, the Final Fantasy stuff. It's just that one I noticed. I'm like, wait a minute. Wait a fucking minute. Oh, Summoner's Grimoire. Yep, that's Final Fantasy 14. So that's a Lalafell as the hero token. Summoner's Grimoire. Oh, wait. Oh, job select. Okay, this is gonna be interesting. Equipped creature is a shaman in addition to its other types. Are shamans in Final Fantasy 14? Probably not, but then again, shamans are a card type in Magic the Gathering, so it might be that. Anyway, shaman in addition to its other types, and has whenever this creature attacks, you may put a creature card from your hand onto the battlefield. Excuse me? If that card is an enchantment card, it enters tapped and attacking. That is horrifying. That is horrifying. I'm sure this is going to have its own ban set, because that is So you'd let me put a card that costs like a green, like 2020 that costs several. You'd let me just pull an Eldrazi and put it on the field? Peeks for a moment. Welcome in, Hero Fifth. I hope you're having a good day. I'm just seeing the Final Fantasy set from Magic the Gathering. How are you doing today? And if you can't stick around, totally understandable. If you got a lurk, I totally understand and enjoy your lurk. And otherwise, have a great day if you can't stick around. This is broken as fuck. When this equipment oh no. Okay, job select is in effect. When this equipment enters, create a 1/1 colorless hero creature token, then attach it to this. Okay, that's even worse. Because then I was thinking, okay, 4 mana this turn, then 3 next turn to equip it. No, it just comes equipped immediately. Now, of course, if your creature doesn't have haste, they can't attack. But that's not hard to give them haste. A green-red deck would this How broken is the shit in this set that's okay? Granted, it's an epic, but Jesus, that's scary. You're doing well? Hell yeah, Hero Fifth. Glad you're having a great day. Yo, we got a Chocobo! So, Choco Seeker of Paradise. Does that mean there's going to be different Chocobos? Whenever one or more birds you control attack... Okay, the fact that there's birds as a core concept of a deck indicates, yes, there's going to be a bunch of Chocobos. Look at that many cards from the top of your library. You may put one of them into your hand, then put any number of land cards from among them onto the battlefield tapped and the rest into your graveyard. Okay, that is really nice. Whenever a land you control enters, Choco gets +1/+0 until end of turn. Alright, fair enough. Chocobos are cute, just like Moogles. You're doing well? Everything? Everything. Hell yeah. Glad you're doing well. Speed, so that's, okay, so that's from a different, that's not from Final Fantasy, we can ignore that. Same with that one. The Fire Crystal, okay, that's wind and fire now. Warriors of Light, only you can restore hope to the world. For yours is the light that can balance out the darkness. Oh, that hits hard, that's nice. Red spells you... Sorry, I just spat all over my monitor. Red spells you cast cost 1 less to cast. Okay. Alright. That's interesting. So, Lightning Storm is now a... Lightning Storm is now a Lightning Shock or whatever. I'm getting the names wrong. Creatures you control have haste. What the fuck did I say? Create a token that's a copy of target creature you control for 6 mana with 2 red. Create a token that's a copy of target creature you control. That's even... even scarier. Sacrifice it at the beginning of the next end step. That's... yeah, that's fair.
I will mend
Okay.
this broken.
Cool that I got that guy, but not from Final Fantasy, so I don't care. But you have to remember, this is the Gathering Universes Beyond. I cannot remember if these cards are considered tournament legal. Oh, probably not. But I will have to refresh myself on that. It would be interesting. I'm sure they're not. That would be way too broken. But there's probably sets. These will be fun to use. Equipped creature has double strike. Genji glove. I must say, I quite enjoy these tussles. I want to say that's Gilgamesh in the art, but I don't know Gilgamesh well enough to make that guess. Equipped creature has double strike. Whenever equipped creature attacks, if it's the first combat phase of the turn, untap it. After this phase, there is an additional combat phase. Oh, okay, that's fun. Oh, Masamune, so Sephiroth's sword. As long as its equipped creature is attacking, it has first strike and must be blocked if able. Equipped creature has, if a creature dying causes a triggered ability of this creature or an emblem you own to trigger, that ability triggers an additional time. Okay. Not much to say about that, but it's cool art. That's not Final Fantasy. Neither is that. Oh, there we go. Dion Bahamut's Dominant from Final Fantasy 16. Also, I apologize. I hit the mic there for a bit. Dragonfire Dive. During your turn, Dion and other knights you control. Oh, so he also has a summon. Yeah, he summons Bahamut. Jeez. That's cool. When Dion enters, created a 2/2 white knight creature, then return, and then exiled Dion returned to the battlefield, transformed under his own control. Oh! He himself is the summon. Okay. Oh, we got lightning! Okay, cool. I like lightning. Lightning. It flashes bright, then fades away. It can't protect, it only destroys. Sure. Doesn't describe her, but she's awesome. First strike, trample, lifelink. I love that already. Stagger. Whenever lightning deals combat damage to a player, until your next turn, if a source would deal damage to that player or permanent that player controls, it deals double that damage instead. Huh. That's cool. All right, we got United Battle for... okay, so that's not FF, not that. Oh, Titan. Mills cards, return all lands from the graveyard to the battlefield. Another creature you control gains +X/+X, where X is the number of lands you control. All right. Not much to say. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Titan's of the Earth summon. He's the... He's a big, strong guy. I got nothing much more to say to that. Esper Origins. So... this character is an Esper. I know that that's a special magic thing in one of the Final Fantasy games, but I don't know much about that. Esper Maduin. I've chosen a name for her. Terra. So that was it. It was Terra who was the who was an Esper. Surveil 2, you gain 2 life if the spell was cast from a graveyard, exile, then put it into the battlefield. Transformed under its owner's control with a finality counter on it, and it has flashback, which allows you to cast it from the graveyard, so that's how you get the second part of that effect. Exile, then put it onto the battlefield, transformed under its owner's control with a finality counter on it. And a finality counter just means that once it leaves the field, it's gone. Like, it's exiled. Get rid of it. You don't get to keep playing it. And that's from Final Fantasy VI. Yeah, so that's the game that's from. Season of Weaving, that's not Final Fantasy. So now we're at the all right, now we're at the one where it's all Final Fantasy. So let's see what we got. Okay, so we got a Chocobo Kick. All right, so it's a fight card. Love to see that. It also has Kicker, so it returns a land you control to his owner's hand. Oh, it gets the kicker effect if you return a land from your side of the field to the hand. I see. That's nice, then. I've always had trouble getting kicker effects to work. Look at the top 3 cards of your library. Put one of them into your hand. Put the rest into your graveyard. Yep, that's Sephiroth looking over the Genova project resulted in my conception. Gasp! By the way, there's going to be spoilers for Final Fantasy, so probably should have said that at some point. Sorry. Giot, King of the Dwarves, from 4. Don't know anything about this. We will fight along with you for the planet, our home. Hey, that's sick. That's cool. Adelbert Steiner. So he's from 9. He's one of the playable characters. Chivalry requires a knight to look after his comrades in arms. I will not abandon you. Sounds cool. Sounds epic. Gutrub Forayer from 11. Okay. I haven't played 11, so don't know much about that. Light of Judgment. I was there. I saw when Kefka used his Light of Judgment to torch the village of Mobilas, far to the east. Zen resident. Alright, so pretty strong guy. 6 damage to target creature. Destroy up to 1 equipment attachment to that creature. Fair enough. Guado Solemn. Oh, this is from Final Fantasy X. We Guado, protect the far plane so the dead can rest in peace. Right, so basically spirits are in the far plane. They can leave the far plane, but they got to be put back there with like a special ritual. Green, blue. Okay, that fits that card. I love that and I figured they'd be doing that, but I love that the towns are lands themselves. That's very nice. That's how Square Enix. That's how Magic the Gathering always does it. I'm just happy to see towns being here. Xenos Ye Galvis. So this is from 14, I believe. Even though I haven't gone that far yet. Yep, I'm right. My first friend. When Xanos Ye Galvis enters, choose a creature an opponent controls. Until end of turn, creatures other than Xanos Ye Galvis and the chosen creature get -2/-2. When the chosen creature leaves the battlefield, transform Xenos Ye Galvis. Transcendent Rival. As this creature transforms into Shenryu, choose an opponent. Burning Chains. When the chosen player loses the game, you win the game? What? When the... Choose an opponent. I mean, obviously, if this is a multiplayer game, then taking out... Like, if you're playing in a game where you have multiple opponents, and it's like a free-for-all, one of them going out, winning when one of them goes out, that sounds like that's what that's for. But on a one-on-one, I have no idea what that... I don't know what that would be for. Unless it's just there's cards that are like, hey, if you lose, you don't lose. But this goes, hey, actually you do. Yeah, so in multiplayer, yeah, that's what I'm thinking, which makes sense. This is probably a set meant to be used itself, with itself only. I hope that doesn't mean that it'll come a point where I can't use any of this, because otherwise I'm gonna feel like I wasted money. It's cards. Of course I wasted my money. Magitech Infantry. Oh yeah, because in Final Fantasy games, the Empire, there is no, like, there's a lot of quote-unquote the Empires in a lot of Final Fantasy games. But they like Magitech, which is just technology with magic. It's a neat trope. I like it. This creature gets +1/+0 as long as you control another artifact. Search your library for a card named Magitech Infantry, put it onto battlefield tap, then shuffle. Okay, I thought this was gonna be one of those. You can have any number of these in your deck. On a one-on-one, it would be like, if you lose, I win. So normal win condition, yeah. Oh, you fool. Yes, you wasted money. This is even worse. It's digital. I mean, yeah, but I got it. Look, I did not get it for the cards. I got it for the cosmetic stuff. the cards are not why I got all this. Because I would have gotten those for free playing the game anyway. Precious Wandering, so that's from... no, that's from 11. Don't know anything about that. I probably need to hurry up a bit, so White Mage's Staff, so Cleric, gain life. Sandworm, destroy a target land. Gratia. I actually ran into this character recently in Final Fantasy XIV, where we're checking out a giant crystal tower, and it's, the memes. Yeah, the memes. And what is that word called? Street cred? I don't know how much memes or street cred I'm going to get for playing this, but yeah. Ishgard, the Holy Sea. That's from 14. Great and proud nation devoted to the Halon, the Fury. I haven't gone far enough into 14 to know what that's about yet. Return up to 2 target artifact or enchantment cards from your graveyard to your hand. This land enters tapped. Nice. Okay. So let's see here. We got Mysidian Elder. Perhaps this is a test. You must prove yourself worthy. Create a 0/1 Black Wizard creature token with whenever you cast a non-creature spell, this token deals 1 damage to each opponent. Fair enough. Destroy target creature. You gain 2 life. Oh, yep. Yep. Fate is not to be taken lightly, Cloud. We all know what this scene's from. I'm not going to say what it is, because I'm not going to spoil it, but if you know, you know. Chocobo Racetrack. Hell yeah. I like Chocobo Racing on Final Fantasy XIV. Whenever a land you control enters, create a 2/2 green bird creature token with whenever a land you control enters, this token gets +1/+0 until end of turn. Rydia's Return just gets +3/+3. Return it up to target permanent cards from your graveyard to your hand. You choose one of those effects. Alrighty. Oh, that a bad poke. Them wizard tokens. You mean that they'll deal a lot of damage over time? I could never Chocobo race in 14. Oh, why not? Were you just not able to get to it, or was it something else? Noctis, Prince of Lucius. So I've gotten a couple of these, so it's nice to get a couple of him because I like him. His effect. You may cast artifact spells from your graveyard by paying 3 life in addition to paying their other costs. If you cast a spell this way, that artifact enters with a finality counter on it. He likes to summon a lot of weapons around him, so that checks out. Fair enough. Okay, we got a bunch of things. You're not alone. Creature gets +2/+2. If you control 3 or more creatures, it gets +4/+4 instead. That's from 9. Nice to see. Warrior Sword. That one's from the first one. +3/+2 and is a warrior in addition to other types. So I take it that. Oh, you know what? That's clever. Okay, wait, hold on. I like this. In Final Fantasy XIV, your class is determined by which weapon you're equipped with. So that's what that's an allusion to, is that it's when you equip the weapon, you become that class. Or it's the other way around, and you have to be a certain class to use. Each class has a weapon associated to it. It's one or the other, but either way, it's clever. Cornered by Black Mages. Kuja called them Black Mages. Dark Spawn of the Mist. The Soul Cage. So these are the guys that Vivian is. Your target opponent sacrifices a creature of their choice. Create a 0/1 Black Wizard creature token. Moving forward, I'm just going to call them Black Mages, because that's canonically what the class is called. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, this token deals 1 damage to each opponent. Okay, so they're all doing that. It is literally build an army of fireball users, and then they'll fling fireballs at you every time you cast a spell. That's going to get disgusting quick. I like that. Ultimisia, Time Sorceress, from Final Fantasy VIII. Whenever Ultimisia enters or attacks, Surveil 2. She's the main antagonist from that set, or from that series, if I'm not mistaken. At the beginning of your end step, you may pay a lot of mana and exile 8 cards from your graveyard. If you do, transform Ultimisia. Time Compression. When this creature transforms into Ultimecia Omnipotent, take an extra turn after this one. Oh, I fucking hate these kinds of cards. It's going to be fun if I finally get to do one of them. I couldn't figure out the steps on getting it to unlock. It was complicated and guides didn't help. I am an Endwalker recent now and still haven't Chocobo raced. Oh. That's weird. I was able to unlock it. You basically go to the gold saucer, go to the Chocobo racing place. There's a lot of, like, you have to talk to the person, then you have to go to the farm, for, like, the Chocobo farm outside of Gridania. In, I think, the South Shroud is which one it is. It's a lot of going back and forth between those two. For every little thing that you do with Chocobos, but that should do it. You also might need an item for the quest to progress, and that item being an item you get from the person at the counter. I think that quest weirdly doesn't really update certain things, where it won't tell you have to do this, but you have to, like, talk to the person, like the attendant, and do the tutorial, and then it'll unlock it. Follow those guys, talk to the people. I have no idea then, I'm sorry. If I one day go back to FF14, which I will one day, I'll let you know, and I'll see if I can help you unlock that then. Because it's kind of fun. A friend of mine, who's been playing since, not the beginning, but since A Realm Reborn, he also never did the Chocobo racing, and when me and another friend showed him, we were playing together, and he was he was having fun with it. He didn't even know it was a thing. As I said, it's completed, or it's complicated, yeah. And we got another Titan. All right, Adventurers Inn. Welcome. We have rooms for 200 gil a night. Would you like to stay and rest your body and mind? Actually, 200 gil isn't a lot. When this land enters, you gain 2 life. All right, fair enough. But it was a bow also. I missed that. White Auracite from 4. I don't know anything about that. She gave her life that we might defeat the Asians. Oh, wait, no. Hold on. Okay, no. I'm sorry. That's 14, so that's from Final Fantasy 14. I haven't gotten that far yet. God damn it. Something just got spoiled for me. Son of a bitch. Oh, but it's, what's his face? Seymour from, 10. Your eyes, they burn with resolve. Beautiful. This guy's a freak. Syncopate? Basically, it just lets you counter anything if you have enough mana. Elixir. Don't know much about that. Set Fraud's Intervention. Malboro. I hate those fucking things. In 14, they like to, if their gaze hits you, you get hit with like 7 different debuffs. And I'm a caster, so I'm fucked. I hate it. Tonberry. I love these little guys. They have a lot of health, and they'll murder you. This creature enters tapped with a stun counter on it. Very fair. Chef's Knife. During your turn, this creature has First Strike and Death Touch. Yep, that sounds about right. This thing should be a 2/7, though. I need to vanish. I am late by an hour and 44 minutes. Oh, no, yeah. Go do whatever you gotta do. Thank you for stopping by. Have a good one, and take care. What did you expect? Not gaze, bad breath. Yeah, you're right. It's bad breath. And I don't know what I expected. I don't know when you said that. My bad. But yeah, thank you for coming by. Have a... Oh, yeah, bad breath can do all negative debuffs except death, but it can do doom. I haven't run into that yet, thank God. But yeah, have a good one, man. Take care, and thank you for stopping by. And I'll see you next time. Another Fire Crystal. Rabba Nostra, Royal City. So this is from 12. So I don't know anything about that, but it looks pretty. I got spoiled. Oh, yeah, that's fair. What did you expect? No, that's fair. I mean... It just never clued in, it never, it didn't dawn on me that things would get spoiled for Final Fantasy 14, which is like one of the few Final Fantasies that I don't kind of know the story about anyway. Yo, Titus! Or Titus, because I guess that's supposed to be how his name's pronounced. Every blitzer knows when you got the ball, you got to score. So basically, blitzball, for anyone who doesn't know, is it's soccer in a giant orb of water. You do with that what you will. Also, people in this universe can, I mean, they can't breathe water, but, you know, they could be underwater indefinitely and not need air, so... I don't know. I don't know where Titus has his gills. Maybe they're in his butt? I don't know. Whenever an artifact you control enters, put a +1/+1 counter on Titus. Whenever Titus attacks, tap target creature an opponent controls. Oh yeah, because he's like kicking his he's like kicking a blitzball at people. Okay, I can see that. The Emperor of Palamecia. Oh, so he's from Final Fantasy X. The Emperor of Palamecia. So that's from 2. Okay, one of those ones I don't know anything about. The Lord Master of Hell. Okay, well, this guy's seems like a baddie. Add blue or red mana. Spend this mana only to cast a non-creature spell. Black Mage deck, anyone? Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, if at least 4 mana was spent to cast it, put a +1/+1 counter on the Emperor of Palamecia. Then if it has 3 or more +1/+1 counters on it, transform it. That is not hard to do, and you don't even need to use its own effect to do it. Whenever the Lord Master of Hell attacks, it deals X damage to each opponent, where X is the number of non-creature, non-land cards in your graveyard. Huh. I'm very scared. Jecht! Hey! Jecht is his dad! What are the fucking odds of that? They're right next to each other. Also, haste magic. There's my boy Cloud getting hasted up. I don't know what the gear's about, but I guess that's... I don't know. Target creature gets +3/+1 and gains haste until turn. Exile the top card of your library. You may play it until your next end step. That's pretty nice. Whenever Jecht deals combat damage to a player, you may exile it. Then return it to the battlefield transformed under his owner's control. Alright. And he's a Saga Knight, Final Aeon. So he's a summon, yeah. Jecht Beam. Each opponent discards a card and you draw a card. And then Ultimate Jecht Shot. Each opponent sacrifices 2 creatures of their choice. Alright. Pretty interesting. Lunatic Pandora. Inside the Lunatic Pandora is this thing called a Crystal Pillar. It calls monsters from the moon. Isn't that just Dead Space, though? But that's cool. And Insomnia Crown City. So that's from 15. The land enters tapped with and can add a white or black mana. It is Noctis's. It is the capital of Noctis's kingdom, because Noctis is a prince. Sid! There he is, he's in everything. And it's his Final Fantasy 14 appearance. I was curious when, what his would be. Whoa, what? The Imperial City of Arcadis from Final Fantasy 2. Wall of Omens. Creature Wall. Defender. When this creature enters, draw a card. That is sick, that art. And it doesn't have a border. It's like a very special looking card. Oh, that's so cool. Coral Sword. Okay. That's from 5. Magic Damper. Oh, Fang. So she's from Final Fantasy 13. The one Final Fantasy game I've beaten. She is. I like every character in that game. But Fang is one of my favorite characters. So it's nice to see her here. When this creature enters, you gain 3 life. Okay, it's just a creature. Oh, Gashel Greens. So that's a famous way to feed chocobos. They like that stuff. Grand Pulse Ochu. So that's from... Grand Pulse is, I believe, the name of the land or the Earth in Final Fantasy 13, because everyone lives in like these city pods that float off the ground and stuff. And so this is just a big monster from that. Dark Confidant. So this is from 14. This is from the online game. So this is one of those Ascian guys. At the beginning of your upkeep... Sorry, I haven't gone very far, obviously, in Final Fantasy XIV, so if anything I say about that, such as what I just said, turns out to be false, that's why. I don't know. I haven't gotten that far yet. I'm still doing the post-Realm Reborn stuff before the first expansion pack. But yeah, at the beginning of your upkeep, reveal the top card of your library and put that card into your hand. You lose life equal to its mana value. Very fair. These guys like to take control of people's bodies. So it is very reminiscent of playing with powers you don't understand. Garland, Knight of Cornelia. So he is the villain from one of them. From one. As we can see on the right there. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, Surveil 1, return this card from your graveyard to the battlefield transformed. When Chaos dies... Oh, sorry, I skipped. Return this card from your graveyard to the battlefield transformed, and then when it's transformed, it's Chaos the Endless. When Chaos dies, put it at the bottom of its owner's library, because Chaos can never be beaten. Also, Chaos is a demon? I thought Chaos was a god, so... Alright. Chaos, like God Demon, but like a god nonetheless. But alright. I guess I misunderstood something from Dissidia. When this creature enters, each opponent discards a card, so it's not... I'm not going to read everything. There's Prompto from 14. I love them all. He's the guy that takes pictures, as you can see, he's taking a selfie there. Love to see him doing what he loves there. There's a Sabotender. I hate these little bastards from 14. Go-Go, Master of Mimicry. Don't know anything about him. Looks cool. He's from 6. Okay. Let's see here. We got Vector Imperial Capital from 6. Alright, looks nice. Very industrial. We got Laughing Mad. That's Kefka losing his shit. Commune with Beavers. From 2. Guys speak beaver. Okay. Oh my god, that's cute. I love that. Blazing Bomb. Oh, these guys explode. That's fun. Swallowed by Leviathan. That's from 2. Never played 2, obviously, but that's just Monstro from Pinocchio. Anyway, Slash of Light. So that would be the Warrior of Light. Beating down Chaos. Another Emperor Palmacedia. Yo, we got Squall! Early on, I don't know. Rough Divide. Whenever a creature you control attacks alone, it gains double strike until end of turn. Whenever Squall deals combat damage to a player, return target permanent card with mana value 3 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. Alrighty. He's a fan favorite. Alright, we'll speed this the fuck up. So, there's Questus. I know she's from 8. There's Canary. No. Not Canary. What the fuck? No. Okay, give me a second. I'm not looking at his name. I know him. He's from 10. Waka. There we go. There's Waka. Him and his racist ass. Everyone seems to be calling for Waka, folks. To clarify, he hates a race of people called the Albed at the beginning of 10. He gets over it eventually, but that needed to clarify that. Baron Rivalry, Deadly Dispute. Another one of those nice, those borderless cards. Really cool. Additional cost, cast a spell, sacrifice an artifact or creature, draw 2 cards, and create a treasure token. Alrighty. Goboos, I've seen them. Item Shopkeep. Whenever you attack, target attacking equipped creature gains menace until end of turn. Interesting they made a Shopkeeper card, but that's interesting. Summon Burnhilder. From Final Fantasy 3. I've never seen this guy. Cool. Chain Gestalt mode. Oh, you know what? I just realized they're doing the same thing that they did with one of the Dungeons and Dragons Far Realms thing, where every card effect that's like they give it a name, like Chain and then Gestalt mode, or Blue Magic there. Even though they don't do that for every card, and it might even represent another card's effect from earlier Magic the Gathering, but they just give it a name. Mainly to call out tropes and stuff and experience the world of the set that it's inspired off of. So it's, you know, it's cute. I like it. And I understand that they only leave it for these because it's a lot of work. Undersea Dire Rat. So he's from Final Fantasy XI, but I've not played that set. Unexpected Request. That's from 9. I have seen a bit of 9's beginning, so it's very interesting how 9 starts its main quest off, from what I've seen. It's really cool. 14, and that's a Mikote, I believe they're called. The cat girl. Rook Turret. Ish Guardians cannot appreciate the practicality of my work. Okay. There's Renoa. Human Rebel Warlock. Interesting they give her the type of Warlock in Magic the Gathering. I don't know anything about it, but I guess she's a Rebel in that game? In Final Fantasy VIII? Okay. Interesting. Starting Town. Ayo! Oh, specifically the starting town from Final Fantasy I, I guess. When darkness veils the world, 4 warriors of light shall come. As in the four main characters, which, if I'm not mistaken, they could be any class in the game. You could like change characters' classes in that game. Like it's been a trope for a while. The crystals chosen, so there they are, the 4. Oh no, never mind. This is from 3. Create 4 1/1 colorless hero creature tokens. Oh, wait! They have different hero tokens. Oh, that's cool! Okay, that's cool. I don't know how long Magic the Gathering's been doing that when a set comes out, but it's nice to see. Vanadale Adventurer. So I know this is from... I was going to say from 14, but it's from 11, so never mind. If you would... Wait a minute. Whoops, I forgot 11 is the online, is the first MMORPG one, isn't it? Earlier when I said someone's from Final Fantasy 11, I meant 12. Got that mixed up. Baron Airship Kingdom, so that's from 4. Here's what I'll do. I'll call out the ones I know about, and then moving on, and then I'll move on. Judge Magister Gabranth. So in Final Fantasy 12, there's these guys called judges, and they... rules are done in the world, and if you don't follow the rules, they come and beat your ass down. There's Leviathan, pretty powerful guy. It's from 15, so that's 15's interpretation of Leviathan, which is a very scary thing. I got as far as the part where you go to the city where Leviathan shows up. But I never got that. I never went past that point in 15. But as I understand, that's the part of the game where shit gets wild. Primal Garuda from 14. Love the art. Love her art and all that. Dwarven Castle Guard. I love all of the art. I don't know why I specified her. When this creature dies, create a 1/1 colorless hero creature token. Laliho is the Dwarven Greeting. Alright, that's from 14. I don't think I've actually run into a dwarf in Final Fantasy 14 yet. I didn't even know they were a race in Final Fantasy. That's interesting. I look forward to seeing that. This is Cornelia, the City of Dreams. I feel like that should be... I feel like I should know what that is, but I don't. Sages, Noliths. Side quest card collection? Yeah! That's my thing that I do in Final Fantasy XIV. I am obsessed with the card game in there. Triple Triad. When this enchantment enters, draw 3 cards, then discard 2 cards. At the beginning of your end step, if 8 or more cards are in your graveyard, transform this enchantment. Because it's a fucking card game! That is, oh my god, that is so meta. I love that. I love that. I want to build. I want to build a blue deck. I want to build a deck for everything. Cypher Almasi, Cypher. So he's from 8. I believe he's a rival, ally rival, something. I don't know much about him. He's Squall's foil. If foil's the right word. Instant ramen, hell, ayo. Oh yeah, because instant ramen. That's Lucius, Noctis's like favorite food in the sense that he just eats nothing but ramen because he's a teenager. Namazu Trader, Black Waltz number 3. You fool! Do I look like some lowly black mage soldier? I don't know. But I think there's a cutscene where he like fucks up the main character's flagship. So, Gladiolus Amicidia. So that's one of Noctis's friends. Really cool. Nibelheim of Flame. Oh, that dark moment. I remember that, though. Choose creature you control deals damage equal to its power to each other creature. If the spell was cast from a graveyard, discard your hand and draw 4 cards. So is Sephiroth going to be a red card? I guess so, because his whole thing is about, like, just ending the world, right? Oh, another Vivi. Cool, love to see it. Ether, which is, it gets you your magic points back. Or your MP. Restores 20 MP. That is exactly what it does, so that's funny. When you next cast an instant or sorcery spell this turn, copy that spell. Oh my god, okay. Add X mana in any combination of blue and or red, where X is Vivi or Ornitier's power. Activate only during your turn and only once each turn. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, put a +1/+1 counter on Vivi. Oh my god. This is going to be absurd. So I could actually make a blue-red deck. Oh my god, okay, I think that'll be the first one I make. And a Gallicat, don't know what that's about. Fight on! Oh, hell yes, that's from 7. There's Yuffie and Aerith. Return up to 2 target creature cards from your graveyard to your hand. Oh, if only things like that actually existed in Final Fantasy VII. If only. Endwalker. Oh, wow. Draw 3 cards, then put 2 cards from your hand on top of your library in any order. Oh, what? Wait. So I just saw something. So this is not legal in Historic or Traditional Historic. So it's legal in... Wait, so it's legal in Standard? Excuse me? So I guess these cards are legal in the main game. It's just some of them will be banned, like this one, I guess? It's an incredibly powerful Scry 3. Okay, I can see for 1 blue mana. Yeah, okay, I can see why that's not legal in some. There's Zell, so he's from Final Fantasy VIII. Lovable idiot character, I believe is his jam. Let's see here. Adventurer's Airship, probably being manned by Sid, because Sid's and everything. Vincent! They have Limit Break cards? Oh, that's going to be so cool. Okay. Vincent's Limit Break. Tiered. Choose 1 mode and pay its additional cost. I see, okay. Until end of turn, target creature you control gains when this creature dies. Return it to the battlefield tapped under its owner's control, and has the chosen base power and toughness. Because he transforms into different monsters, I believe. So this is one of the characters from Final Fantasy VII. I believe it's one of the 2 missable characters. But he is a fan favorite, one of the coolest. He is one of my favorite characters. I love him. Very happy to have him. Vanille from Final Fantasy 13. Beginning the main phase, if you both own and control Vanille and a creature named Fang Fearless Lassie, you may pay 3 manaless, 1 black, 1 green mana. If you do, exile them, then meld them into Ragnarok Divine Deliverance. So that's a big plot point, is that they're trying to prevent that from happening, I think. But then they do it as a part of the plot. I don't remember. It's been over a decade since I played that game, and I have no intentions of... Actually, I do have intentions of going back and playing it to 100% it for a trophy. But otherwise, I was a bit meh with the game. Still enjoyed the story, but I was definitely bored at the time with it. Who knows? Maybe things have changed. Shinra reinforcements. When this creature enters, mill 3 cards. There's the Phoenix down. Return creature with mana 4 or less from a graveyard to the battlefield tapped. Exile target skeleton, spirit, or zombie. Oh, that's cute. In Final Fantasy games, if you are fighting an undead monster, healing items will damage them. So because a Phoenix down is you get all of your health back against an undead, it's just instant kill. It kills it instantly. Yes, that includes, depending on the game, undead bosses. There is a time when a character from Final Fantasy X transforms and becomes this lethal, dangerous, undead creature, and you can end the boss fight immediately with a Phoenix down. They're not hard to get. You can have 99 by that point. It's fucking funny, and it's one of the reasons I like Final Fantasy. Ishgard the Holy Sea. We got another one of those. So that's nice. I'm interested to see what kinds of decks will be made. I like to theme my decks. So, Shantoto, Tactician Magician from 11. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, she gets plus X plus O until end of turn, where X is the amount of mana spent to cast that spell. Fair enough. Aerith Rescue Mission. Yeah, this is when they invade Shinra to save Aerith. Take 59 flights of stairs. This refers to an infamous time in the game where you have 2 options. Go through the front fucking door like an idiot, or go up the stairs, and you actually have to go up 59 flights of stairs. It is actually funny. It is so funny. Although I think the elevator is more just at the end of the dungeon. You take the elevator because you're like, oh, okay, we've done it. We've done everything. We're going to get to it. And then the very next stop, the enemy waltzes in and arrests you. And it's like, what the hell were you guys thinking? You get arrested in the elevator. It's funny. We got ourselves Vincent Valentine. Oh, that is cool. So we got him now. Assassin, that matches him. Galleon Beast. When Galleon Beast dies, return it to the battlefield tapped. Front face up. So it becomes Vincent again. Whenever a creature an opponent controls dies, put a number of +1/+1 counters on Vincent Valentine equal to that creature's power. Whenever Vincent Valentine attacks, you may transform it. Huh. Is he just... Wait, does it return the beast itself, or does it transform back? I'm not sure how that works. We'll see. Alright, I'm gonna speed this fuck up because I'm getting a bit bored doing this. It's here. The Prima Vista. Okay. All looks cool. From father to son. Oh, that's the moment when Noctis' dad gives him his car. Black Mage Rod, Cactar, Tifa Lockhart, let's go! She's one of the best characters in the entire franchise. I love her to death. Whenever a land you control enters, double Tifa Lockhart's power until end of turn. Alright, alright. I take it that's kind of a build a deck around her kind of thing. Alright, fair enough. Cornered by Black Mages. Thunder Magic. Oh yeah, they got the different names of the Thunder spell at different tiers. Thunder, Thundera, and Thundaga. Deal 8. Although I'm pretty sure Thundaga is supposed to be... No, I'm thinking of Persona, where the tier 3 is like hits everything on the field. Memories of Nibelheim. Stroke of Midnight. Destroy target non-land permanent. Its controller creates a 1/1 white creature. Excalibur 2. So that's a very... That's, I believe that's a hard to... an infamous hard to get sword from Final Fantasy IX. Or I might be confusing it with Ultimate Weapon. Destroy target non-land permanent. Its controller creates a 1/1 white human creature token. Alright. Thunder Magic. We got Fire Magic, which is... Wait. Create... Thunder Magic deals 2 damage to target creature for 8. 1 damage, 2 damage, 3 damage. Oh, excuse me. 1 damage to each creature. My apologies. Okay, that's how they're different. My god, that is... I'm definitely making a red-blue deck. Thrum of the Vestige deals 3 damage to any target. Not legal in Historic or Traditional Historic. That makes sense. It is... It's literally a lightning bolt. It says it right there. It's... I see how that works. I see how that works now. Okay. The Gold Saucer. Yo, the place where people gamble. After relaxing at Costa del Sol, stop by the Gold Saucer. It's a rich and exciting place to live. Costa del Sol is in 7? I know the Gold Saucer in 7. It did not immediately click to me that Costa del Sol is in 7. Because both of those are in Final Fantasy XIV and they're nowhere near each other. Metoya Archon Elder. From 9. Don't you know it's rude to enter without knocking? I'm the youth of today. Alright. And then, let's see here. Side quest catch a fish. Hell yeah. So, Noctis likes fishing, I guess. I guess it's his favorite pastime. At the beginning of your upkeep, look at the top card of your library. If it's an artifact or creature, you may reveal it and put it into your hand. If you put a card into your hand this way, create a food token to transform this enchantment. Sacrifice an artifact, put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control. Oh yeah, because there's also camping in that game, too. That's cute. I like that. Another weapons vendor. Nice to see. Oh! Aerith is also one of my favorite characters from 7 and the whole franchise. I love her card art. Nakamura 8. Nakamura 8. Is Nakamura the guy that... the main artist for Final Fantasy? I might be getting that wrong. I like that. That's cute. I think I'm also going to make a white-black deck with characters from 7. Because that's seeming like it works. There's Vanilla again. Paladin, Arms. There's Fang, Fearless Lassie. So they can combine together and meld. Whenever one or more cards leave your graveyard, you draw a card, you lose 1 life. It only triggers once each turn. Alright. Jumbo Cactar, the man himself. 10,000 needles. Whenever this creature attacks, it gets... What? Plus... There's no way this is legal. Okay. There's no way. There's None of this is legal. Okay, okay. I'm convinced now. None of this is legal. The spell costs 2 less to cast if it targets a creature. It essentially becomes 10,000 attack. Technically, it could be more than 10,000. Not that it fucking matters. If you get hit with that, you're done. You are erased. Nothing in the game can survive that. Okay. That is crazy. Vane's Treachery. Okay. Search for the Frozen Esper. Destroy target artifact or enchantment. Oh, that's actually just art from the game. Because that's what the art from Final Fantasy VI looks like. That's cute. Nibelheim of Flame. Okay. Alright, we're getting to the point where we... Okay, well, I guess I can have anything I want then. Later Judgment. Okay. Got another Chocobo. Nice to see. Newfound Adventure. This is from 14. Search your library for a plains, island, swamp, or mountain. And put it onto the battlefield tapped. Okay, so everything but a forest. Even though it requires forests to use. So this is built for for non-monocolored decks. It's essentially just a, hey, search for any of the other colors you need for your green deck. Circle of Power, hell yeah. This is used to power up a Black Mage's abilities even further, I believe. You draw 2 cards and you lose 2 life. Create a 0/1 Black Wizard creature token with whenever you cast a non-creature spell, this token deals 1 damage to each opponent. Wizards you control get +1/+0 and gain lifelink until end of turn. Oh, so this is apparently the most powerful spell in all of Final Fantasy. Ultima. Destroy all artifacts and creatures. End the turn. Exile all spells and abilities from the stack, including this card. The player whose turn it is discards down to their maximum hand size. Damage wears off, and this turn and until end of turn effects end. It is, in all intents and purposes, enough, and move on. I can actually see this being very helpful against legal decks that get fucking insane. Like, we're talking thousands of tokens being generated a turn. Eject? Oh, they're pushing Aerith. Wait, actually, are they underwater? Oh, and that's UV about to club that thing's head in. Excellent to see. Why is it saying this is first? I've gotten this before. That's weird. Ice Flan. So that's just a monster from the Final Fantasy series. Another wild card. Okay, that's a bit boring, but... I mean, I could use that to get any cards I want. A promise fulfilled. So it is just straight up scenes from the games. Okay, I see now. That's interesting. Summon Fat Chocobo? Oh, yeah. Summon my big fat son. I love him. Cloud Midgard Mercenary! We got Cloud. Oh, and I love this art as well. It's not by the same person that did the Aerith one, though. But it's still cool. When Cloud enters, search your library for an equipment card, reveal it, and put it into your hand, then shuffle. As long as Cloud is equipped, if an ability of Cloud or an equipment attached to it triggers, that ability triggers an additional time. Horrifying. Alright, Crossroads Village. Add 1 mana of the chosen color. You've got to destroy the Dreadnought. Okay, so that's from 2. Oh, Rufus. So that's from 7. He's the son of the Shinra Company's president. And then he becomes the president as well. The Poo-Poo UFO. Okay, so that's from 8. So that's actually a reference to a very difficult to organically find UFO that's in the game. That's interesting. And we get Lindblom Industrial Regency. So that's also from 9. Okay, very nice, very nice. Zach Fair. So he's from 7. He's a big, he's very important to the plot as well. Target creature you control gains indestructible until end of turn. Oh, sorry, Zach Fair enters with a +1/+1 counter on it. Pay 1 and sacrifice Zach Fair. Target creature you control gains indestructible until end of turn. Put Zach Fair's counters on that creature and attach an equipment that was attached to Zach Fair to that creature. I see what they're doing there. Very, very nice. Love to see it. And there's an epic. I'm getting a lot of those. That's nice. Van Aspiring Sky Pirates. He's from 12. Edgar, King of Figaro. Okay, don't know much about him. He's from 6, though. Okay, we got another Leviathan. All right, we're winding down now because I feel like we're gonna have a lot of these. Eden, Seat of the Sanctum. I believe this is from 13. Yep. The city, Cocoon's capital, shares its name with its Fal'Cie patron. Yes, that's self-explanatory. It's the... Or no, it's not. It's where the main... It's where the authority that controls everything is. Wild Rose Rebellion. To counter target creature. So it's a counter... It's a version of the counterspell spell, which itself isn't legal in a lot of the formats. Another Nibelheim of Flame. I'm getting a lot of these. So I could also just make a... I'm just going to burn everything to the ground deck. A Red Mage's Rapier. Red Mages are pretty cool. They're magic users that are also frontline fighters. They're really neat. Capital City. Add one of any color. Cycling. Sarah Farron. So she is from Final Fantasy 13. She is the daughter... Not daughter, fuck. She is I believe, the younger sister of Lightning and the future and the... Not wife of another character from the series called Snow, but, like, they were engaged together. And I believe she's also the main character of Final Fantasy 13-2, but I don't know anything about 13-2 or Lightning Returns. I don't know anything about those ones. Beginning of combat on your turn, if you control 2 or more other legendary creatures, you may transform Sarah Farron. Crystallized Sarah, yeah. So, big thing with 13 is the main characters are forced to do the bidding of the Fal'Cie, because their loved ones get crystallized and taken from them, and they're doing what they do to save them, and that's what happens to Sarah. To get Snow to do their bidding, or Lightning, one of them. Not sure I quite remember. World map. All right. Freya Crescent. She's from 9, but I don't know much about her. Oh, there's 2 here. Machinist's Arsenal. So that's from 14. Oh, that's one of the classes. Okay, I know what that is. I really like the mech-based classes. They're really neat. So that's where that soundbite is from. I've heard that soundbite a couple of times. I didn't realize it was from Final Fantasy. That's nice to learn. Oh, this is a copy of Perforos, God of the Forge. Okay. So this card's just straight up legal. It's just an alternate art of another card. Okay, that's fair. I own that card, too. Gaius von Belser, so he's the main antagonist of A Realm Reborn of Final Fantasy XIV. He's the one leading the invasion. So Brynhildr again. All right, nice. All right, we got Evil Reawakened. Galuf, it's good to see you again. So he's one of the villains from, I guess, 5. I thought he was the villain of 2. So I just learned something. Also, hello, Golbez, clad in darkness. Sir Conrad the Grim. Okay. I don't recall what Sir Conrad is, but it's another card, obviously. Whenever another creature dies or a creature card is put into a graveyard from anywhere other than the battlefield, or a creature card leaves your graveyard, Golbez deals 1 damage to each opponent. Alright. Another Gaius card. When he enters, choose one. Each player sacrifices a creature token of their choice. Non-token creature of their choice sacrifices an enchantment of their choice. Okay. Another Tifa Law card. Nice, nice, nice. Okay. So we got Dreams of Laguna. So that's from 8? Okay, I don't know anything about that. Don't go back on your word. Come on, go wave to her. Oh, okay, so they're like... There's like a girl looking at them from in a bar or something. And they're checking them out. Okay, I see. I see. The Water Crystal. Blue spells you cast, cost 1 less cast. If an opponent would mill 1 or more cards, they mill that many cards plus 4 instead. Okay, that's going to be fucking scary. Each opponent mills cards equal to the number of cards in your hand. I don't even think you need that effect. I think the first effect with most mill decks will just be enough. That's scary. All right. Retrieve the Esper. Okay, that's from 6. Magitech Armor. Oh, they have it as a vehicle. That's so... Okay, that makes sense. That's clever. I like that. It's not very clever. It matches how Magic the Gathering does things, and I appreciate that. Summon Chocomog. Oh, there's 4? This goes up to 4. That's the first I've seen that. Stampede. Other creatures you control get +1/+0 until end of turn. I have 3 ideas for a deck already. Is it 3? It might be 4. Vayne Kurada's Solidar from Final Fantasy XII. Don't know anything about that. A green Death Touch Poison counter. Oh, wait. No, I know what this card is. Whenever a creature you control with a Death Touch deals combat damage to a player, that player gets 2 poison counters. Yeah, that's one of the 2... That card was introduced in... Whatever the... Norse mythology... Whatever the set based on Norse mythology and MTGA was... Whenever that dropped, it's that card. Okay, Actually, I have a couple copies of Finn, so that means... If I ever wanted to make a poison counter deck, that actually helps me out greatly. Exdeath Void Warlock. When Exdeath enters, you gain 3 life. At the beginning of your end step, if there are 6 or more permanent cards in your graveyard, transform Exdeath. Neo Exdeath's power is equal to the number of permanent cards in your graveyard. Okay. So grave shenanigans. Another Chocobo! Traveling Chocobo. You may look at the top card of your library anytime. You may play lands and cast bird spells from the top of your library. If a land or bird you control entering the battlefield causes a triggered ability or a permanent you control to trigger, that ability triggers. An additional time. And then this, search your library for mountain card, reveal it, put it onto your hand, then shuffle, create 2 green. Bird creature token with whenever a land you control enters, this token gets +1/+0 and has flashback. And that this card is flashback, I mean. Fate of the Suncrist. Cost 1 less to cast a target creature. Target 1, 2. Okay. And we're running. Alright, we're getting down to the bottom of it, which is nice, because like I said, getting a little bored of this. Garnet, Princess of Alexandria. She's one of the main characters from 9. Charlayan Nation of Scholars from 14. Alright, I haven't gone to Charlayan yet, but it looks beautiful. Matoya Archon Elder. Alright. Self-explanatory, don't know much about her. She looks cool, though. Ultimisia. Alright. Terra, Magical Adept. So we got a couple of her before we opened the packs. When Terra enters, mill 5 cards. Put up to 1 enchantment card milled this way into your hand. Oh, because Terra summons things. Yeah, she's a summoner. So that's meant to work with the summons in the set. Trance. Exile Terra, then return to the battlefield transformed under its owner's control. Activate only as a sorcery. And then Esper Terra. Create a token that's a copy of target non-legendary enchantment you control. It gains haste. If it's a saga, put up to 3 lore counters on it. Sacrifice it at the beginning of your next end step. Okay, so that's going to be interesting. So it lets you basically just get a bunch. This is built around getting as much summons out as possible and getting their effects going. Add 2 of every color of mana. Exile Esper Terra, then return it to the battlefield. Oh, so that's how you... okay. So then Terra will bring itself back, and it will let you summon... probably summon other sagas as well. So that kind of powers itself. And for 3 mana, 4/2, it could get an enchantment out immediately. That's pretty nice. I could see that working with X-Death if you splash in black. If X-Death's things count, if X-Death's things are permanent based. Which, if I'm not mistaken, I think X-Death and Terror are in the same game. I could be wrong, though. Another Noctis. Okay. I think I might make a green-white deck to have Tifa and Cloud in it, because they seem to... It seems like artifacts would work well for that. Kuja. Genome Sorcerer. See, he's from... Oh, so he's the main antagonist from 9. Okay. Okay. I don't know much about him. I know that 9 is kind of meant to be like a stage play, though, so... it looks like a very pretty game. With, and very pretty with everyone's outfits. Vincent's Limit Break. Alright. I've so far only gotten 1 Limit Break, and it's been from Vincent. So I'm curious to see if I'll get others by the end of these. The Earth Crystal, so we've gotten the Fire, Water, Ice, and... No, not Ice. Fire, Water, Earth, and Wind crystals. Abraman. I've seen that guy a bunch. Rydia's Return. Alright. We're down to the last 4. Let's see what we get. Okay, no. Triple Triad. Triple Triad originated in 8, so I like to see that it's here, or that it's in 8's category. At the beginning of your upkeep, each player exiles the top card of their library. Until end of turn, you may play the card you own exiled this way, and each other card exiled this way with lesser mana value than it without paying their mana costs. What? At the beginning of your upkeep, each player exiles the top card of their library. Until end of turn, you may play the card you own exiled this way, and each other card exiled this way with lesser mana value than it without paying their mana costs. Okay. Okay, so... You could play the card immediately, or you can hold on to it to play it later? Either way, it lets you play cards for free. So, alright, that's pretty... I'm curious to see how that can be used to break the game. Like, I know how cards like that normally do it, I'm just not sure how it being able to... Like, why would you only ever choose to use it... Oh, to use them later. You know what? No, never mind. You're essentially banking cards to activate for later, and then you can activate you can activate any of them whenever you want. You just need to have a card with a high enough mana value. Summon GF Cerberus. So this is from 8. This is from 8. I don't know what GF is supposed to mean. Pretty confident. Let's see how you do. Double when you cast this instant or spell this turn, copy it. You may choose that. Okay. All right. And then GF Ifrit. What does GF mean? I guess that was something from 8. It's cool that they named them differently based off of what they were, their naming conventions from the original game. That's a nice touch. Travel the overworld. Affinity for towns. This build costs 1 less to cast for each town you control? Wow, you could actually build your own Final Fantasy universe with your deck. With that. Oh, a Choco Comet deals X damage to any target. Create a 2/2 green bird creature token. Okay. Gone, Town of Ruin, and then a yellow. And then, let's see here. Firion Wild Rose Warrior. So that's the main character from the second game. The Final Days, which I only recently learned what that was, and it's from 14. And it's an end of day scenario, and I don't know exactly how it works, but when I heard someone, I believe it's Snapcube, and I say Snapcube because I don't remember their name, the actual streamer, but they run Snapcube, and they were describing it in one of their near streams, and that's where I had that described. I heard that, and it sounded a lot cooler than most Apocalypse stories. And that's all of them. So thank you all so much. Like and subscribe. No, it's not over yet, but we're not too far off. We got another half an hour. So now that we've done that took a lot longer than I thought it would.